Hello.
Hello, we are David and Pauline, energy intuitives and channelers, and today we are discussing why channelers, psychics, remote viewers publicise very different information with different content and why sometimes it can be a little bit contradictory.
So a very interesting question indeed, and an understanding that I've had for some time now, and I think probably most channelers and psychics would share this understanding, is that everybody who incarnates here is on a journey. They're on a learning, development or healing journey, perhaps all of those three or just one or two of them. And as a result, they all have a unique and uniquely different situation. They start off at a uniquely different place, and they have a different journey along the way to achieve similar outcomes. And how we kind of learn and develop and grow is through our experiences. We basically unlock personal understandings, realizations through our own experiences. So in order for our journeys to be facilitated and supported, there does need to be a range of different types of information available for people to consume along the way. So,
from my perspective, I have found that as my journey has developed, I have followed different channelers, different psychics, and have found that their work has taken me to the next step, but then I've looked perhaps elsewhere to move on to the next step, and that is perfectly okay. I have very much in this journey followed my intuitive connections to work out who resonates with me in a particular moment. We are all souls of different ages, different generations. And beyond this lifetime, we are also souls of different ages and different stages of our journey. So what suits one in the moment will not suit another. So from my perspective, it is about being flexible and adaptive to your own journey.
and I think the point you mentioned about resonating, what resonates with you, we're all at, as we develop, we have a specific vibrational frequency. So the information that's right for us that we need to consume is a vibrational match for where we're at. So ourselves and the information, the source of the information is a vibrational match. So when you find something that helps you, that's helpful to you, and it resonates with you, that does mean it's a vibrational match, so it's suitable for you. But if you find some information that doesn't quite sit well with you, or doesn't resonate with you, or it enters into an unhelpful response, such as you might feel fear, or you might feel something else that's unhelpful to you, then that particular information is not a vibrational match for you. But the key point is it could be a vibrational match, and probably will be a vibrational match for somebody else, and would be of help to them on their journey. So this is why there is a range of different types of information, both from perspective and content, because everybody needs a specific something to help them with their journey. So as a result of that, all the people here that are drawn to this work, that are kind of drawn to be, kind of a thought leader in this, do so from a specific perspective at a certain vibrational range, a vibrational frequency that then will match with a certain set of people on the planet.
And what is interesting that I have found is that the more I've moved forward in my journey, and the deeper that I've gone into my own personal investigations, it is quite interesting that when I click onto social media, the internet, and look for something, I find things become more synchronous, and what I actually need in the moment is more likely to come to me in that instant, and I don't need to search quite as widely now as I did when I first started the journey, it is almost as though I am putting out a certain energetic vibration and I am connecting more easily to information that I need at a particular point in time. As a channeler, of course, I connect up over and channel information, but I also find other people's work fascinating, interesting, and at times deeply moving and very helpful.
And indeed, yes, and the range of information that's out there. I know we sometimes get asked about specific topics that we don't cover very much, or we only mention in passing. And that's because our own sources or our own understanding is telling us that that's not something that would be helpful to the people who engage with our work or followers or consume what we produce. It wouldn't be helpful to them. So therefore it's not right for us at this time. And that's very much the case for everybody out there as well. It does come down to this sense of discernment, and how you can tell if something's right for you is if it feels right for you, if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's obviously not helpful to you at that current moment in time. But that doesn't mean to say it'll never be helpful to you, because as you move on in your journey, you may find information that you dismissed earlier on in your search or earlier on in your journey. You may find you come back to it and think, oh, actually that makes sense to me now. I do get that. I feel as though that is for me, which has been very much the case on my personal journey as well. There's books, there's videos that I've found, that I've consumed, I've read or I've watched, and I've thought, well, there's one or two points there that are interesting, but I'm not quite sure that's for me, and I've moved on. And then at a period of time later on, I've come back to it and thought, oh yeah, that is for me. So out of all the channelers and all the remote viewers and all the psychics that publish information, they also will do that from their own personal understanding and perspective. So this is why there is such a large range of information available out there on different topics, different subjects. It is literally for people who are at different stages of their journey.
And I think what I would say is go into this very much with an open mind and an open heart, and allow your journey to unfold in a way that is right for you, in a time frame which is right for you. You cannot force a journey. You have to allow a journey to literally unfold for you in your own personal time. And the more that you come at this from a point of allowing, the more you will find comes to you, and your own intuitive connections, however your intuitive connections work in the moment, you will find that by allowing, your intuitive connections open and operate in a more free-flowing way. If you come at it like a bull in a china shop, you create resistance to your journey, and then you find that the information that you want that'll take you the next step on becomes harder to actually find and connect with. But by being chilled out almost and relaxed in the process, you will be very surprised at how things start to flow.
And that's a really good point. Another thing we often get asked is by people is, how do they develop their own connection? Well, your connection kind of develops on its own. A key point though is trusting your gut, and that again comes down to your own discernment, is trusting your gut. So trusting what you feel about a specific piece of information, whether you read it or whether you watch it on video. And the more you learn to trust your own sense of discernment, then the more your connection is ultimately going to grow. And everybody has an intuitive connection. Everybody has a degree of claircognizance and clairsentience. And this is how you understand the realizations that you get, how you unlock pockets of knowledge when you're watching something online, or you're reading a book about something and it really resonates with you and an understanding just pops in. That's using your own intuitive connection connections to actually connect with something that you need to connect with to move you on to the next step in your journey. So it's very much about listening to your gut feeling, listening to what resonates with you, and using your own sense of discernment. And you know, the vast sources of information out there, you will find things that simply don't resonate with you, and you think, oh no, that's not for me. You just pass on from it, just leave it alone, pass on, find something that does resonate with you, and explore that until such time, you know, you've reached the end or the conclusion of that, and it's served the purpose for you.
And what is interesting to note is if something particularly triggers you, ask yourself the question, why? If it triggers you and you feel anger, annoyance, frustration, take a moment to just sit with that and explore it and work out what it is that situation is showing to you. Because everything in life is a mirror. Everything is a lesson, a potential journey. And the more we actually spot that, the more we can actually move on, move through it, learn to understand it. And the more we can grow as an individual, and the easier we can develop our intuitive connections. If you are hitting a point that constantly causes you anger, if you're looking at people's work and feel really angered by it, think about why. Why is that? Because anger can be quite a block on your journey, and by being able to look at it, sit with it, allow it to release and move through you, you will actually find that once more your intuitive connections can be opened more gently and get you to think, actually there is something here that perhaps has occurred to you in your own lifetime that is just stepping in your way, tripping you up a little bit and blocking your next steps. So take time just to think about things that really trigger you.
There's a lesson in every life experience, as Pauline was saying, and there's something to be learned from every experience, and also every reaction that we individually have to situations and to other people, to the things they do and the things they say. And in looking at that, taking a good introspective deep dive and looking at it is the way in which you can advance on our own journeys, on your journeys, on our journeys, how we can do that. And it is a skill. It takes practice, and especially to come to a realization or look deeply at something when you feel particularly angry about something. But it's how you ultimately develop your own intuition. It's how you move forward. And you don't necessarily have to understand everything in that particular moment. You can just let it sit with you, and it'll come to you at some point in the future. So there's no real rush here or urgency. You just have to effectively go with the flow. And try and follow the signs and take notice of what each individual circumstance can teach you and what life lesson you can learn from it. And ultimately try and have some fun in between times, because that's equally as important, because if you're following the path of joy, you're actually following the right path for you.
And I think for me, it's also looking at not being competitive with those around you. We are, as humans, in many ways socialized to be quite a competitive species. But in a spiritual journey, in a journey of developing your intuitive connections, being competitive with those around you really gets in your way. Your journey is your journey, and it unfolds in the time that is right for you, in a way that fits your highest good. So even if you have friends around you who've had similar life experiences, but you feel are further on in their journey, allow that to be. You are where you need to be in this moment, and the more you can be open and accept that, the more your journey will unfold.
Indeed, yeah. So as we often do, we veered off the main topic, the main question. So perhaps if we just do a little recap and just come back to it. So the original question, why do channelers, psychics, remote viewers, why do they present such a wide range of information and sometimes contradictory information? Well, effectively the answer to that is to support people who are in radically different circumstances on their own learning journeys, to help them understand something about their current situation or where they currently are. This is why that is the case, because ultimately for something to resonate with you and to work for you and help you, you have to be a vibrational match to it. So therefore there has to be information out there that is, you know, within a range of different frequencies, in order that everybody has a fair crack of the whip. Everybody has something that they can use to help them move forward.
So be open to the journey. It is a fascinating journey, and the more you can connect to your place of joy, the more your journey will open.
We hope you enjoyed this video today, and please do let us know in the comments if you found it helpful, and also subscribe if you want to know when we publish new content. We do have a website, and the link is in the description below, and if you choose to join us on the website, you'll be able to access a range of additional information on a range of different topics and subjects. But for today, for this video, the final thing is, thank you for watching.
Thank you.